dear Dr. Sattler. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
They want the eggs. Otherwise, we'd be dead already. Everybody get down. He's challenging us.
Welcome to CP101, and we've been working on the Revell 125th Raptors, and we've got the base pretty much done. I'm not going to go too hog wild on the base. I think the base is enough. I can keep going on and on with putting stuff on the base, but sometimes less is better, and I don't want to get it too busy looking. So that's the base as it looks. You know, you saw me get all the stuff from Michael's and Pat Catan's as far as the foliage. What I did first was paint the muddy area, and I painted that using burnt sienna and raw sienna by Americana, and then I went over it with the Army Painter Strong Tone ink to bring out some of the detailing and to give it a little bit more depth. When that was all done, then I went and applied the grass, different colored grasses, which is out of the Woodland Scenic brand of diorama stuff. And for that, I just used plain old Elmer's glue, thinned it down with a little bit of water, put it on with a big old brush, and sprinkled all my grasses. And then when it was dry, I went on to the foliage next, adding the moss and stuff around. For instance, in this one, we added some different kind of moss around the base of the plant, so it didn't look so stuck on there. And then over here, we added our moss to cover up the speaker, but still allow the sound to come through it. And then when that was all said and done, we painted the rocks, and that's just what is it? Folk art charcoal and silver gray as a highlight. We painted the rocks a charcoal first, and then we let it dry, and then when it was dry, we took our silver gray for the highlights and dry brushed the silver gray. And then when that was done and dry, I went over all the rocks with some purple metallic and some gunmetal metallic by Folk Art to give the rocks a metallic kind of look. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but when the light hits it just right, you can see some of that pink come through, because you know, rocks, I remember as a kid collecting rocks, and a lot of times, depending on what type of, you know, of the rock, what type it was, if you held it to the light, you can actually see it, some colors bouncing off. So I wanted to do the same thing and add a little bit of color to all these rocks. We got a little bit of purple, a little bit of gunmetal metallics on there. And then when that was all done, I went over all the rocks with the Army Painter green ink to kind of simulate a bit of moss, a bit of algae maybe growing up on the rocks, and I did that on all of them. Not so much on the other ones as I did this one. I kind of went heavy on this one, but they all have a coating of that green ink on the rocks. So we've got all that done on the rocks. And then when the rocks were done, the mud was done, the grass was done, the foliage was done, and we got all that done, I added a little bit of these bark pieces and attached them with hot glue. And everything's been attached with hot glue. All the foliage, the plants, it's all been hot glued on there. And then I went and used the Army Painter Strong Tone ink on the pieces of bark to give them a little bit more depth too, to bring out some of those crevices and stuff. So we got a little bit of, well, we have a lot actually of different types of textures going on here on this base. So, and I think that's, as I said, I think it's going to be enough. I don't want to go too hog wild because I can keep going and going and going, but I don't want to get this too busy. I think that's enough as far as the base. I think we've done enough. And then with the base done, I went and took the raptors and removed the masks off their mouths, and did a little touching up where I got the silly putty up on the faces. So we've got the mask removed, and now the raptors are ready for paint. And we'll probably do Billy Joe as blue. Now he's Billy Joe. And then Bobby Sue, I think we're going to do her in a tiger stripe pattern. So we'll have one kind of sort of like blue and one with the tiger stripe, as I said much earlier when we were talking about painting these raptors. I think I got my colors. Well, I got 3 grays picked out. Maybe they're going to use this silver gray as their base color on the raptors. And I'm going by the coloring on the original Jurassic Park. Well, except for Blue, he wasn't in the original Jurassic Park. But I'm going to kind of blend the two of Jurassic Park and the later versions of the Jurassic Park series into both of these raptors. So we got, that's not what I want. We've got this this silver gray, which I'm thinking about going with on the raptors. And then we also have this just plain old gray on for Bobby Sue. Should be one of these 2 grays. Billy Joe over here, we're probably going to do him in a Westport gray, the same gray we used on the Hogan's Heroes car, because this has a bit of a blue tint. And since we're going to be putting a blue stripe on them, I kind of like to have the gray in a little bit, with a blue tint to it. So I think we're going to be using a Westport gray for him. For her, we're going to be either using this plain old gray or this silver gray, and I'm leaning towards this silver gray with maybe a dry brushing of the regular gray. So like the silver gray will be the base, and then we'll dry brush a little bit of this regular gray on her, and then we'll add our tiger stripes. And for the tiger stripes, I'm going to freehand it, and we'll be using the strong tone ink again by the Army painter to create those tiger stripes. And I think that should work out pretty good. I hope. I've never done this before, but I don't see why it wouldn't work using ink as our markings. And I think it'll be all good. So that's where I'm at on this update. Not a whole lot done. I had to get my med port put in this week. So I've been told by the doctor to really just do nothing at all, at least for 3 days, because he doesn't want me pulling the port or ripping it or doing anything funky that can cause infection or what have you. So I haven't done really a whole lot other than just kind of lounging around the house, trying to catch up on videos. For a while there I wasn't commenting on any videos because my laptop took a poop. But I finally got my laptop. I was on my wife's laptop, but I got my laptop running again, and it was just, as I thought, it was the hard drive. The hard drive took a poop, and Toshibas are noted for having bad hard drives. So I replaced the hard drive, and now it runs like a champ, so that's what it was. But it took me a few days to get the hard drive back online, to put everything back on it. I backed everything up on my wife's laptop. So I didn't lose too much. I kept most of everything. But we got that. And then also too, I got my medal from the from Aaron from the Modeling Misfits show that I entered last year. And as you recall, I entered the Roman Legionnaire soldier, and he sent me my silver medal for the, and it's a really nice medal too, for the Roman Legionnaire, and I think it's really cool and super looking medal. I've never won a medal, of course. I've never competed or messed around with modeling shows. I was never really into that. That's just not my cup of tea. I'm a hobbyist, and I freely admit I'm a hobbyist and nothing more. I just like to have fun. So, but if you recall, this is the guy that I did for the Modeling Misfits show. This is the who was it? Mini Art? It's blurry. The Mini Art Roman Legionary, and I entered that into the Modeling Misfits show. So thought he was pretty cool, and I'd like to do some more, and hopefully when time goes on I can get a few more of these kits and get them all built up. But anyway, I want to give a shout out to Aaron over at the Modeling Misfits for sending me that super medal. It's just awesome. I really like it. And we got a couple more shop cards in the mail that appeared, and we'll talk about those on the next update, because we're up to 10 minutes already. But a lot of cool stuff, and having fun playing with these Raptors. It was just super fun time. And I would recommend the Revell kit. They're not the best fitting kit, so plan on doing a lot of filler work, but I think they're still pretty cool. So, and they're inexpensive. Alright guys, that's it for this update. I don't know when I'll have a next update. I got chemo coming up, a brand new round of it, brand new drugs. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully I can still function and go to work. But I don't know what I'll be doing as far as modeling, but we'll try to do a little bit anyway. So, alright guys, take care. Peace.